So I wake up this morning and I as everybody else, I see this clip of Will Smith slapping Chris Rock. First, when I saw it, I thought, okay, maybe this is just a skit as part of the Oscars. I didn't even know the Oscars was going on. I don't think most people knew the Oscars was going on, but they sure enough now know. And when you watch the clip, it wasn't a tap. It was a pretty good, hard smack across the face. But Will Smith actually made me think about the Lord. Made me think about Jesus. But I'll get to that in a second. I know a little bit about Will Smith because I watched some of his episodes on his YouTube channel. And I know that his father was abusive. And he felt like he couldn't really protect his mom. And also I know that Will Smith he's into some weird spirituality. I don't know if I could actually pinpoint his religion. But he's into some weird stuff. So mentally, he's not there, probably like most people. And his wife comes off like a real, I don't know, two heads on one shoulder type of chick. Although, I don't know her, as if any of us do. But what he did was highly, highly unprofessional and also disappointing. Because he's supposed to be like the nice guy of the industry, the prince of celebrities in the movie business. And then he walks up there and physically assaults someone and then uses profanities to tell him to keep his wife's name out of his mouth, although she's suffering from disease. But this is the Oscars. This is the opening monologue. This is the way things are. And that's the price of being a celebrity. And so he lost it. He lost it at that moment. The one night when he wins the Oscars is the night where he won't be remembered for winning the Oscars. He'll be remembered for assaulting somebody, which is sad. But I want to get to the point where this reminds me of Jesus, because in Isaiah 53 verse 7, this is what the Lord does. It says, "He was oppressed and afflicted, yet he did not open his mouth. He was led like a lamb to the slaughter, and as a sheep before its shearers is silent, so he did not open his mouth." Jesus did retaliate. I think over time, all of us will retaliate. Will Smith retaliated last night, probably after years of, being poked at by different people. I remember back in the day, Eminem dissed them on the track, and other people come after him. Because he's like I said, he's a nice guy, and he had his moment. And I'm sure he's probably had other moments behind the scenes or whatnot. And I think like him, I'm sure I would have my moment eventually. You would have your moment eventually. Everybody has their pushing point, their breaking point. There's only one person doesn't have a breaking point. And that's Jesus Christ. He did not open his mouth. He did not retaliate. He told his disciples when they pulled out swords to defend him the night of his betrayal, he said that he could ask of his Father, and legions of angels could be dispatched to slaughter all these people, all these Roman soldiers, or rather the Israeli soldiers that came to arrest him in the Garden of Gethsemane. But Jesus didn't. The Son of God, the innocent one, the only truly innocent one, in whom no mouth should blaspheme or cast any insults upon him. And he was smacked. He was hit. You think Chris Rock was smacked? Jesus Christ was smacked and hit repeatedly, tortured, whipped, and crucified, even on the cross. If you're the Son of God, why don't you come down? You saved others, but you can't save yourself. Even the people that he was being crucified with mocked him. One of them, God changed him. God reached down and touched his heart. Even then, Jesus was being gracious to those who were mocking and insulting him. But you can't do that. You can't be that unless you're a disciple of Christ. No matter how much money you have, Will Smith, no matter how much influence you have, like Will Smith, no matter how many women you have slept with, it's known that they have an open marriage. One of the popular comments about this smack is his marriage is open to everything except insults or except jokes. So no matter how many possessions you have, nothing can upgrade your soul to be that of a humble, quiet spirit, except by being born again. You can have all the riches of the world, you can have all the things, all the lusts, all the vices, whether good or bad. Unless Christ resides in your heart, you are but a fool. And the scripture says anger resides in the bosom of fools. But it's very unfortunate that Will Smith has put a blemish on his reputation. Anybody can smack a skinny comedian. I like how Stephen A said that he wouldn't have done that if that was The Rock making jokes about his wife. You think twice about smacking somebody like The Rock, but slapping Chris Rock. And Chris Rock handled himself with class. He kept it moving. I'm sure after the fact, he probably vented or whatnot. But that's very unfortunate, man. You know, it's black on black violence, even on the celebrity status at the Oscars. He could have spoken to that man after the fact and said, hey, my wife has this disease, cut the jokes. Or you could have walked up there and just whispered in his ears, hey, my wife, da-da-da-da, and just, you know, make it seem like, okay, you're coming to the defense of your wife. But even still, so many things. But he lost it. He had a mental breakdown. So not all the money in the world can protect you from the mental attacks of the enemy. But people like that is open season. If you don't have the armor of God, and you can't have the armor of God unless you are of God and a disciple of God. So let this be a reminder that only Jesus Christ can take so much, to take so much even more. And he did it all for me, he did it all for you. He did it that all may know and experience the love of the Father by being one of his sons, by believing in him, or repenting of their sins and putting their trust in him. That's my time.